Hello and welcome. Let me fix this up to make it better. I think that sometimes the iPhone has now this capability of zooming in, zooming out, making things more dynamic. I am not a fan of it, but it is what it is. Um, so, what we're aiming for today, it's a couple of things. One, I've been researching, and I missed yesterday's stream because I was looking at different LLM models and providers, learning more about cost and cost optimization. Because as you build things with LLMs, you will need to know that there is cost involved a lot in many places. The more you add up LLMs along your stack, the more you will accrue cost. That is very different to how you are used to kind of build code. If you're thinking of your own time as the currency you deal with, then building with LLMs is only going to be beneficial in a sense that it reduces the amount of time you spend and increases the amount of output you can produce. But if what you get up out of building with LLMs is that your time spent is higher and your cost increase, then you shouldn't be using it. What is the type of help that I found great from LLMs? It's great for bootstrapping projects. It's great for following conventions to reduce boilerplating. It is great for aiding solutions based on common knowledge, but it's not very good at new things. You don't bring in newness for an LLM. The newness needs to come out of your own brain. You cannot kind of bring a third-party brain, a silicon brain to help you with newness, because LLMs are not training historical data, and what is new is not historical. You need to remix reality to bring newness, and that is only something that humans can do up until this point. Maybe in the future AIs will come with better solutions and they will be more creative than humans, but we're not at that point yet. So I think that one thing we need to be very aware of is that LLMs are going to help us solve the problems, but they are not going to solve the problem for us. They're going to be our sidekicks for the short-term future, instead of being the main writers. So I think that we need to be aware of that, and kind of take it, know that the agency still resides on us, that we are the agents and that we are the principal agents in this case, and that LLMs and AI agents and coding copilots and all these other tools that leverage LLMs are mostly sidekicks and shortcuts or cheat sheets for improvement of, in general, productivity or better input, or improving our inputs, or making us faster to produce output, so have problems and solutions solved faster. So just wanted to kind of like give an overview that LLMs are not like full problem solvers, and that we need to still think about our problems deeply, that we need to put our brains to work instead of asking for the problems from LLMs. Check your own, learn about observation, learn about intuition, learn about deduction, and that way you can start to see the problems, and that way you can start to use your sidekick to solve them faster. So yeah, what is the problem that I'm dealing with now? Meal planning. Very boring, but I have a family of 4, and budgeting is very important, and I don't like to waste food, and I don't like to throw away food, and I don't like to buy more food that I need. And so what I found is that there is still, we have like a bunch of things around that help us and aid us to make all the shopping experience, cooking experience easier. But at the same time, there is not an easy way to holistically see my meal planning, my, people. I've seen people solve these problems in different ways. Some people solve the problems by using uh, magnet boards where they kind of write down their weekly meal planning. I've seen people use spreadsheets. Ourselves, we have used like plastic sheets that we use our own marker to write things down. But those things get stale really fast because it requires you to actively maintain them. And we want something, at least myself, that relieves some of that active maintenance and has some smart defaults for me. And those defaults I define. It's not that the machine is going to define the defaults for me. I define the defaults, but I have a way to kind of run through the planning in a faster way because there is already like a boundary in place to help me solve the problem. The other note that I want to make is Wendell is not a product. I did a marketing page because people were asking about this, but I did it not for marketing of the product. I think there's the marketing of the idea. The idea is that you can build things fast and you can solve problems, and that we're entering the era of personalized software, meaning that one person and a coding copilot, AI agent, copilot coder, or however we need to name that, can build solutions for their own problems. And that more and more we're going to have this personalized software where if you have a problem, you solve it. And if you don't know exactly how to solve it, you think about the problem deeply and you now have a sidekick to help you solve it. So this is my problem. And if you have the same problem, I'll encourage you to go copy the code from GitHub and use it. It has an MIT license, I believe. If not, I will add the MIT license today. You should be able to go copy it and use it because I don't care. What I care is that we're learning how to leverage these tools. And from then on, if you want to, if you don't feel like using it, if you don't feel like, I don't care. I'm trying to solve my own problems and teach you and help myself and help people looking and watching these videos to deal with how to debug, how to think through, how to solve for problems that we have with LLMs. So that's mostly it. Don't feel free to go and copy the repository, copy the code, make a branch, and help yourself solve your own problems. That is the nice thing of this. So okay. End of my rant, beginning of video rant. I think that what we need to do today is go into the code. So give me 1 second and we will continue. Okay, I'm back and ready to continue. Where do we left this journey last time? And let me turn this volume a little bit down on the music. We left here. We're dealing with data modeling and organizing data models. It was a big journey there. This data modeling, oh my goodness, we suffered so much. It took us like maybe 4 hours to just deal with this personalized recipes issue. But now we are gonna be adding suggestions and recipe creation into the mix. So what is the problem I want to solve for? Is that if I want to create a recipe, I want that recipe to come already baked in with suggestions that matches the people that are coming to it. So if I have vegan friends coming over, I want to add a vegan recipe. Maybe not all recipes for a dinner need to be vegan, but I want to at least have one option. So I want to be able to say, okay, I have a vegan option, a vegan main course, or a vegan dessert, or a vegan appetizer, and I can also have other type of dishes in my in my meal. The next thing that I want to do is that if I'm adding a new recipe by hand or by taking a picture, I want to be able to kind of tag those recipes out and said like, okay, this recipe you're adding is vegan, not vegan, could be vegan, or it's it has high sugar content, things like that are mostly based on my personal preferences, which is just dietary preferences. So let me do something. I think the music is a little bit too high for me. Let me turn down a little bit the music so I can concentrate. Okay. So let's go with suggestions. And what I want to do is that when I'm creating a new recipe, I want by default, and let's run this so you can see how it's looking inside. Okay, while this was loading, so why I added this waitlist and stupid things, I think I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna just tell people, this is like a hacker way of doing meal planning. This is not for everybody. I would not recommend this for everybody. I think people need to build their own solutions, and I'm building mine, and this is kind of the journey. So let's move on. Let me delete this. So let's go for the task at hand today, and I'm going to try to see if we can tackle this in the next 45 minutes. Is that we add some smart defaults on each meal that by default is using all the members in a family, and that we have a way to add participants that are guests. So I'm going to use today the automated developer agent for the first thing. So I'm going to tell it easily. Okay. So let's wait. The main idea that I have here, let me show you what I mean. Let me auth here, and so that I can see what's going on. Is when I join a plan, like the current plan, I can see the number of participants here, and it tells me that it's 0 because I haven't selected anybody. And the part that I want is that by default, all my family members are checked in. So the participants by default in every meal, in every recipe, will be 6. And that's what I want to aim for. So the other thing that I want is that in my family dashboard, I want to separate between my family members and guests, because I have guests to come over and have dinner with me, and I don't want to, and they just come, once in a while, a couple times per year or every month, but I don't want them to be part of all my meals. And my friends come over for one meal at a time. They don't come for all the meals. So that's why I want to have like a better dashboard of contacts and of people. And then I want to be able to also update my planner so I can add guests. And as you can see, you can keep adding complexity as much as you want. I'm actually going to remove this. This is kind of better for cooking mode. It's kind of really bad to keep on your daily planner. It looks horrible. So I'm gonna remove that in a minute. This preparation thing. I don't even know the name. Let's see how is this going. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's going to start from scratch. It's going to enhance mail participation system with guest management, improve participant selection, and let's see how is going to solve it. I'm wondering about the data modeling for that specifically, because it's that requires you to think through your current data modeling categorization and bring up new things. So you see that right away it went for searching family members and database schema. That's what I would do. I'll go to the data model first. Always about the data modeling first. Think about how you organize your data, how you organize your data structures, and think about grouping, logical groupings. And for people that are not very organized, data modeling is hard. Because you think of the world as just elements floating around you, and the real categorization that you do on elements is just by simple reference of relations. So for you, clothes and a pencil might match because you need to put on clothes to go paint, but for you there is no pencils drawer and clothes closet. They don't match for you as a categorization, and that makes things harder to think about. And there are systems you can use that leverage that type of organization, where entities are just nodes in a system and you just connect them as they see fit. In this case, what we are thinking about is think about each entity as living inside a drawer that has a label, and everything inside that drawer has to match the label on the top. The thing that we have is that we are also adding certain properties inside that drawer. So let's talk about cutlery. And what we're saying is that if you have cutlery, you want to not only have all cutlery dumped into that drawer, but you want to have that cutlery organized as well by certain properties. So for example, you want the ones that can cut in one place, the ones that can fork or pinch in another, and the ones that can scoop out things in another. So you start to add properties, even though the category on the top is cutlery, you add properties so you can organize even more and know better the content of the objects inside that drawer. And that's what you do with data modeling, is that you are categorizing things in certain abstractions or certain ways of thinking that fit your problem. They don't need to fit anybody else's problem. They need to fit your own problem. Because for some people, the cutlery is meaningless, and they can have all cutlery actually be part of a subcategory, being a subcategory of cooking utensils and or eating utensils, and they just have everything but kitchen knives and kitchen utensils and cutlery and cutting boards, all of them in the same category. But for you, that you're thinking about cutlery specifically, you can have your own subcategory. And data models evolve over time as you understand your problem better, as you find out more edge cases or more ways you want to structure and organize your data. You can actually just go too deep on the rabbit hole and spend your whole life just thinking about abstractions. But for the sake of and purpose of what we're doing, that is like rethinking how you make your meals more what I want here is that I can have participants in meals. Specifically, there has to be an update in the data models to match the requirement. So that's where I am glad the model is going first there. I think that the prompting that is coming out of Replit to think about the data model first is the right approach. And I'm glad I'm seeing that. Okay, let's see what happened here. Let me see. Ingredients, servings, recipes, meal plans. What happened here? Oh. It's not showing up. Did it reset the DB? Don't tell me that. That would be bad. Oh, the meal plans is returning at 500. There you go. Now we're talking. Okay, what's the problem? Failed to fetch meal plans. Why? Okay, let's go. Something is happening with this. So let's go to the console and see what's going on. So it's a missing column. Neon prepare execute. There is a missing column. Okay. Why can't scroll here? What is it? Oh, here it says that it does not exist. So let me check one thing. The schema is edited, and the npm run db push okay, there is one thing here. This command failed to execute. So let me go to the where is it? To the shell. I think I have a shell, and let's run db push. Gonna pull the schema. It's gonna tell me that there is a change, and it's gonna try to apply it. So I'll say not add the constraint without truncating the table. I don't want it. Okay, changes now applied correctly. Let's see if we can get a non 500 here. So the DB migration, there you go. Now it's working. The DB migration was not complete, and of course that was throwing off the family members kind of part on everything. Let's see how the family dashboard is. Let's see if I can add a family member. Now I want to come to the family dashboard. Let's see what do I want. I want guest profile management. So we have the family dashboard. I think that the family dashboard might need to be renamed later on, but yeah, let's see. Okay, thinking. Make those GPUs run. Come on. What are you thinking about? Am I like that with my colleagues? Like when I'm working with them? Am I the one screaming? Do it now! I don't know. I hope I'm not, but maybe I am. I don't know. Have no idea. I got great reviews on my performance cycles all the time. But yeah. I see that he's making the right decision. He's now adding a new what? Hope he's not using React switch. Oh, interesting. Setting family member, a boolean here. Yes. Optimizing dependencies. Oh, there is a problem. Use search params. Why are you talking about search params? What are you talking about? Why are you adding search params from water? I don't care about that. That's the wrong approach. It might run out of money today. I might need to add more credits. Let me check to my account. I had $25. I might need to go over because I'm $25 down. And I'm $21. And if this resets in 25 days, I might need to manage this to increase it. Why there is no, when I want to upgrade to the next version, is not here. Guys, what's going on here? I cannot update my subscription. Is there any way I can change my subscription? I can only cancel it. What's going on? Okay. Let's see what happened here. I think that this is not going to work, if we are honest. Let's see. I saw like use things and other things that I am not sure this is what I wanted. Let's add a family member. Let's add the chat as a family member and said this is a guest. I'm not going to invite you to every dinner. I'm going to invite you some dinners. When were you born? I don't remember, so I'm just gonna add it. Birthday is required. Oh my, I need to change that. No idea when you were born. This date picker sucks. Like, it's so bad. Date picker is completely broken. Completely broken. The guest now. Okay. If I go to a meal planner, I'm gonna add a recipe. I'm gonna say Chipotle inspired meal prep. Oh, failed to update meal plan. What happened here? There is an error. Go check it out. Many divs. But I can see guests now, which is it's an okay solution. Check the console and see what's the problem. The problem says it's column family members. No, it's not that one. What happened here? Let's go here. What's going on? This went crazy. Why there are 5 packager managers here? What is going on? Are we all crazy? This is the one? Is this the latest one? What happened here? Show me a freaking... I can't scroll. Where's the scroll bar? Don't hide it. Line 164. Okay. What happened here? Meal plan schema is not defined. What are you talking about? What happened to the schema? Oh, you delete the schema again? Oh, now it's called insert meal plan schema and select meal. Is that how it's called now? So it went to insert select. Okay. I didn't change that. So I'm gonna say, and it's not taking insert waitlist schema, which is good, but it's like not used. Okay. I'm gonna fix this. There you go. I didn't do anything. I didn't code. Doesn't count. I'm gonna see if I can mix this up, fix this up. Where's the problem? It's this is such a mess. This is happening because it has default participation. There is no default participation at all anywhere. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say okay, this is the last step, adding documentation. Oh my goodness. I need to calm myself. I just learned that an idiot got promoted. And this is how might probably some people feel when I get promoted. But man, it really touched a nerve that. But I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna go find something to drink. So hold on. This is the one that I wanna do. Wait a second. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's see where we are. So the problem we are having now is, and I always like the mobile version better. Is that if I want to add a recipe, it's getting me a 500. Let's check it out. See what is the problem. And the problem is can I clean history? Is that? Something is making my volume go down, and my volume controller is not working either. Interestingly enough, let me tone this volume a little bit downer. Why is this not picking up volume correctly? Come on. Is that the problem? You think that's the problem? Okay. Let's see what happens here. I added myself to the test. Let's add our recipe. We have a 400 now. Share the request. Share it as you will share it with other people. Remember, these guys, LLMs have short memory. And you need to know that. LLMs know every word in the alphabet, but they have short memory. They cannot recall anything. You need to bring it into context. Do you think that's the problem? I don't think that's a problem, but let's see if that's a problem. I don't think it is. I don't think it's dates the problem. I don't think it's dates. I have my clear intuition that it's not dates. Yeah, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna undo these changes because this solution was so bad. I'm gonna actually start a new chat. This was bad. Now I'm gonna pay more attention to what's happening. This is gonna reset. I imagine we need to, do this. Let me pause. The agent is paused, which is great. I don't want that agent lurking around. Okay. I roll back the assistant. I roll back. Yeah. The error here. Checkpoint. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna start the application again. I expected date received string. Why is expecting date? So what is happening is that this new, this is one of the things that I don't like, and I'm kind of like pissed off with, now that it deletes things. It deletes things, and it should not be deleting things. I have a I had a schema before, and let me check the history. And it's probable that here I haven't pushed things, so meal plans is here. Why do we change? The meal plans is in there, and then there was a meal plan. Insert meal plan schema, select meal plan schema, that's correct. But that in the server, in the routes, I used to have meal plans, right? Where meal plans was coming from? Meal plans was defined here. Yeah. And now what happened? I go to schema. Meal plans is defined here. So this was Okay. Let's think through this. This is going to the meal plans update meal API. So this is going through this one. And it's saying that this is updating the meal plan. So it's a put, right? The put that is failing. So this is the request. And it's saying that this serve meal plan schema save parse. But when I had it before, let me check the put for that. Meal plan schema, where that meal plan schema was coming from. Oh, why did we have that before? Why did we have that before? Oh, this is so interesting. Of course, this is doing the transformation on the flight. It's doing the we start with the can to becoming a date value. I cannot do that with the safe parsing. Oh, she's okay. Oh, okay. I forgot to read things around. But yeah, this is what I need. It's complaining because that is missing. So of course, if you use it like that, so the solution that it was proposing here in the routes of Arena meal plan schema reference, I apply that. So that is already back in there. Let's see. It needs to be in there. Meal plan schema defined at the top. Not. Where is the meal plan schema defined? Oh, I did it with the insert schema. Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna say the Okay, we're getting to the end of today's session. It was what I'm aiming to get is that participants can be added by default on creation. Let's apply all these changes and make sure that everything is working, that I can add participants to meals by default. And that should mark enough for today of our part of suggestions, and we will work on recipe creations later on. You need to guess there or come on bot. I thought we did it for the put endpoint as well. Okay. Last thing, I want to see the recipe being added to a meal, and we call it a day. The iteration is getting slower. We were able to make like fast progress on one part, less progress on other parts. Jeez. Don't tell me that this is the freaking created ad. And here we have a great example of why you don't want your data modeling, your data access mixed up together with DTOs. This is calling for a DTO implementation where we have a big separation between data that is coming in and the data that flows into our data services. And at this point, those two are the same. We need to break them apart so we can do data manipulation after the request comes in, but still we can have the requests being validated. So we need a valid request coming in, but then we will have to do data manipulation that then needs to be valid to be inserted into the database. And at this point, what we have is that we have a single line that says the data model is equal to the business logic. And most of the times that does not match. In this case, it's doing an anti-pattern, and I'm gonna allow it to make that happen for updates. That's okay, but it's adding the updated at value, which is not updated at. It shouldn't be updated at. We don't have that. Okay, and if this all, I think that's gonna be it for today. And I'm gonna clear that I need to go prep up for other things in life. We should have something like add a coin to make this go faster. I'll add coins here to make it run. Let's see if this works. I think it's gonna still fail. Yep. Where else do I have dates? I don't have dates anywhere. Just weekend, week start, and created ad. but created that shouldn't be part, shouldn't even be considered as a valid input. Okay. Allow me to add a recipe, and I'm done for today. Now it's having another issue. Welcome to development. Routes line 95. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here for today. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for engaging. I really appreciate all the new subscribers and followers. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I'm gonna keep trying. I might work on this a little bit off later today, but the main goal here is to give you like a real life experience of a developer working with AI Copilot and see how far can we go. So yeah, appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and